Well, since we got into the final and beat Aberdeen in the semi-final, I've been like a child. I've been on a permanent high. I've never really kind of enjoyed football as much as I currently am doing. There's something joyous about an occasion like this because, Perth's a small town, but it's got this great capacity to bind as a community in the run-up to the final. So I came up from Glasgow today and walking around the town, seeing all the different shop windows full of the regalia, seeing the St Johnstone cupcakes, the blue pies, and I sat down at China's and had my blue and white rice at the Chinese restaurant, all of that. It just makes you feel that the cup final is special. It's different from a league game, it's different even from a qualifying game for Europe, it's different even again to a European match. This is the big one that has always evaded St Johnstone, and now it's come. I absolutely believe in fate. When Stevie pointed to his shirt when he scored the first goal, he was right in front of us in the semi-final, and I kept seeing him point to his back, and I couldn't quite work out what it was that was going on, but somebody said, 17th of May is the cup final, and it just felt as if that was made to happen. Now, I don't know if that's something to do with Stevie May having that kind of stardust touch, that everything he does seems to land in his favour, or whether it was a signal up to St Johnstone fans saying, I'm going to deliver for you. When the second goal went in, it's the best party I've been at in years,
And what have you made of the entire St Johnstone season this year?
I think Saints have done really well for us this season. We've gone through the season, we've won and lost games inevitably, but we've won some big games, and I think that when it matters, the team have pretty much turned up. The big disappointment, of course, was our performance away at Tynecastle in the semi-final of the League Cup, but we were up against a rejuvenated Aberdeen, and of course when it really mattered in the Scottish Cup, we drew them again. Every single commentator in Britain wrote St Johnstone off because they looked at our failures in previous semi-finals and our track record up until then in the season against Aberdeen, and we were simply written off. And for St Johnstone to turn round and rip up the form book and turn round and say we'll do it our way, brilliant.
And how great a job has Tommy Wright done in his first year of management at St Johnstone?
Can I just say that I think that Tommy Wright's one of the best managers that St Johnstone's ever had. I'm a great believer that management is principally about what you do on the pitch and how you perform for the players and the playing staff, and there's no question that a successful team breeds confidence in a community and in a club and whatever, but management's something more than that. It's the ability to communicate with people, it's about having the skill sets to be able also to have a sense of kind of decorum, a sense of kind of well-being about him. He's a really fantastic guy, and I think he's kind of brought his personality to the club, and it's added another dimension to the season. This morning my mobile phone rang and I looked at it, and all I have written on the mobile phone is Saints, and I know that that's the club number, and my mobile rang and I picked it up and I heard this Irish voice saying to me, I've got my lawyers going to get you, they're going to sue you because you said on the radio this week that I dye my hair, and I can assure you I don't dye my hair. And it was Tommy winding me up on the phone, and he's just a guy that's got that sense that he can have fun with you and all the rest of it, and he's just gone and done his talk into the lounges, the various different commercial lounges at the club, and he tells the fans that are there what the likelihood of his team is going to be, what his attitude to the game is going to be, and he's having a joke about the amount of money that Neil Lennon has to pay for his players and what he's got to work in here at Perth. I just think he's got a people's touch, and that's a really important thing in management. He's a good people person.
Yourself working on the radio, Off the Ball and BBC Scotland, how often do you get to see the Saints?
I go to see Saints almost every single week. I'm a season ticket holder. Sometimes I arrive late, sometimes I have to leave early, but I always try and get to the games themselves. I think it's important if you're a fan not to just sit and watch them on the telly. So I was at Motherwell, our last game on Saturday. I've been to all the big European games. I travelled away to Europe. I've been to St Johnstone. I would travel to the ends of the earth if I could to go and see them. So I'm always there, always supporting the club as much as I can, but trying to do it from the vantage point of being a fan rather than in the media. I very rarely normally do media coverage of St Johnstone, it's always from the perspective of fan. And I come from a St Johnstone family. I'm looking out now just over to the east stand, and right on the middle circle there, my uncle, who used to take me to the old Muirton Park, his ashes are buried there. So across the whole of this club, it's in my heart, and I'll be there at the final. Boy, I'll be there, big time.
Just finally, Stuart, what is your plan for getting through the Celtic Park, and can St Johnstone do it?
Yeah, well, my plans are actually very straightforward. I live in Craig Park in Denniston, so I'm a short walk from the ground. So what I've done is I've tidied up the back garden. I'm going to put regalia all around the back garden. I've invited lots of people that are friends of mine from Perth to come and have drinks, and then just walk down to the game from there. So that's my plan. I don't have to get a bus. I don't have to get, it's worked in my favour this time. We're going to have a little sort of garden party before, and then head over to Celtic Park and enjoy the match from there. I'm in 142 lower in the Johnstone stand, so right in the middle of the St Johnstone fans, and I'll be looking forward to having a great day out. And I want St Johnstone to win the cup, of course I do, but I want a good game, and I want us to acquit ourselves well and turn up well and be the club we are. I want us to win.